Philip, I'm just like tired of these quote unquote hot opens.
I know. Me too.
They're so much harder to come up with than the cold opens.
And it's just like they take so long.
I know.
And man, it's just I wish we could just do cold open.
Here's an idea. Let's just do the cold opens.
No, we can't do that though.
Why?
The podcast gods.
Oh.
They'll strike us down.
Oh, because since it's so hot outside?
It's still hot outside.
Does this mean that we're going to have to do this every year that we do the show?
I know. Yeah.
Maybe we can talk to them.
Maybe we can move.
I don't want to move. We talked about this last week. That's what you sound like, you little whiner. You're such a whiner.
Let's just move.
Why?
Then I don't have to whine anymore.
Where would you move to?
Somewhere hotter.
You could have the option to move to either Florida or California. Which one would you choose?
California.
Why?
It's not as hot.
Okay.
It's way better.
Isn't it weird?
More expensive.
It's more expensive than Florida?
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense, I guess. It's where the hills are.
The mountains.
I meant Beverly Hills, but yeah.
Oh.
And Hollywood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Would you move to Arizona?
Yeah. No humidity.
There's so much humidity in Arizona.
No humidity.
Well, I don't think you can win this. I don't think there's a place that's hot year-round without humidity. Actually, I don't think California has a whole lot of humidity.
It doesn't. It's perfect.
I could be wrong.
It's the perfect state, except for it falling off the United States.
Oh, yeah, because it's a bunch of evil people.
No, not that.
Oh. Did you know Ryan Saul had the option to either go to Southern in California or Kentucky, and he chose Kentucky. Ryan Saul's great. He listened to the Lord very intently, and was like, he went out and visited it twice in California,
but then stayed in Kentucky.
Yeah, and then he's like, I just feel like I need to be in Kentucky.
Yeah,
and he loves it now. He loves Louisville.
That's a cool city.
He's like it's a mix between Pittsburgh and Dayton.
This is not a good cold open, but man, it's a great hot open.
It is a great hot open.
Daniel.
Hey.
Hey.
Philip. Hey.
Daniel.
Hey. It's Philip.
And it's Daniel.
And this is Classic Countdown Conversations,
where we count on the best and the worst that media has to offer.
When we feel like it. Guess what today is, Philip?
When we feel like doing the worst.
And we are finally doing a worst episode. The worst of something.
And it might be our worst episode.
Possibly.
Who knows?
Possibly. It might rank in at number 50 on a different episode we're about to do.
That's right.
Here in a month or
who knows?
Two.
Or number one.
Or number one. We don't know. We don't know how this episode's going to turn out.
Who knows? That hot open, though.
That hot open was great.
Spot on.
It's exactly what we wanted with our hot opens.
That's right.
But yeah, Philip, tell our audience today what our episode is about.
It's the worst.
A boat. I just got back from Canada, and people say a boot.
I'll do that, eh? So
talk about it.
We're gonna talk about the worst summer blockbuster movies.
Now that keyword is summer.
That is keyword.
Summer, because we're in the summertime. If this was all around, Philip and I had our number one picked long ago.
Yeah, well, actually, at the end of our show last time, we both immediately thought of a movie, but it wasn't a summer blockbuster.
It wasn't a summer blockbuster. It was Avatar.
Yeah. Whoops.
James Cameron's Avatar. Philip and I both dislike that movie. I hate it. I don't know about you. I don't know if you hate it.
I like
or
the
not.
world.
That is the only good thing about it.
Yeah.
I'm so incredibly happy it got dethroned as the highest grossing movie of all time.
Dethroned.
dethroned. And you know what's funny? Even when you adjust it for inflation, it still isn't the top.
Still.
Gone with the Wind.
Oh,
Is the
yeah.
highest grossing
That's right.
ever. Okay.
So, what's a summer? What's summer?
What is summer? Summer is a time and a place and a feeling.
Well, okay, so maybe
And
less
some
broad.
people, maybe.
What is the summer for movies?
Summer
what
for
did
movies.
We decide?
So our window that we're considering for summer is May, the beginning of May through the end of August.
Okay.
Is our summer movie season.
Well,
I don't know
didn't
if
double
that's-
check all of our movies. But
I
I'm pretty
double checked
sure.
most of them.
Okay, so we're gonna assume that we did good job on us.
Yeah. So this is 100% personal preference.
Okay.
Also, it's also 100% fact, and it's
Okay.
also 100% what everyone else thinks. Probably.
Okay. So of the 10 movies that we've got a
Yeah.
list of, I've seen 4. So we're
seen-
gonna have a great conversation where you talk. That's how it's gonna work.
I've seen 8 of them.
So and one of them I know for sure both of us haven't seen. 2 of them actually. So I
Yeah.
know the 2 that you haven't seen.
And okay, yeah. So, but they're so universally bad. That we're like, hey,
Just
we got
very
it.
bad.
Another one that we didn't put on the list is Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth.
Which I
is
hear
that the
is
one with
John Travolta.
Tron Travolta?
And Perry Beppers.
Barry Peppers?
Yeah.
Is that a man's name?
That is a man's name. As Oh, you haven't seen Saving Private Ryan yet?
I haven't ever
Gosh
seen.
dang it, Philip. We need to watch that. He's at the sharpshooter in Saving Private Ryan.
Pew.
Pew, pew. Battlefield Earth is probably honestly meant to be on this list.
Well, I've seen Tron Travolta's makeup, and it's pretty nasty.
It looks so bad. I've watched Red Letter Media's review of it.
Yeah.
They love it because it's so bad. You know them. They love bad
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it probably is very bad.
It's the best of the worst.
It's the best of the worst. But we didn't include it on here because neither one of us have seen it.
Whoops.
Okay. Let's just
go for it.
just dive in. I guess I can go ahead and start us off.
Okay.
I'll do evens and you do odds.
All right.
Okay. Coming in at number 10 is, drumroll please, Batman and Robin, 1997. So the reason why a lot of people would probably put this towards their top because it's so bad.
They would.
I love this movie because it's awful.
So
It's so cheesy.
tell me
and
about this
dumb.
movie.
So
What makes it so bad?
everything.
All of it. So acting,
Acting is atrocious.
bad lighting.
There is one redeeming quality of the movie.
Okay.
Throughout the whole, so Alfred is dying
Oh.
in the movie. I also listen to the Red Letter Media's commentary on
Yeah.
it, and they make it like he's just farting all the time because the actor makes like these faces. Anyways, so throughout the movie, in between the dumb plot,
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne and Alfred will kind of have these little chats with one another.
Okay.
And those are pretty.
Those are all right.
Those are all right. It's
Well, let's stop talking. Let's stop and
top stock lock and load.
and let's start topping, locking
About the
loading
bad
about
stuff?
the bad stuff.
Yeah. So
Stop it, Daniel.
Okay. So
Stop trying to redeem this movie.
let's start with Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze.
Oh, that's this movie.
That's
huh?
this movie with all the puns, all the ice
Oh.
puns. Ice to see you.
Man. I feel like that is kind of a Batman-esque thing, comic book wise, to do.
Well, okay. So that's why this and Batman Forever is not as bad, but it's still pretty bad.
Okay.
So Batman and Batman Returns were directed by Tim Burton.
Yep.
And he brought like a gothic, his style
Yeah.
to it, which was great for late 80s, early 90s Batman. Like, that's what it needed.
Yeah.
To kind of get away from the Adam West
Yeah.
style. But then Joel Schumacher, came in.
Schulmuger.
And he was like, let's brighten this up.
Oh.
Let's, put greens and yellows and pinks in these movies.
I see.
Because I think there's like a famous quote from him. It says something like, they're comic book movies, not dark book movies or something. Yeah, something like that. Something really stupid like that. Him and George Clooney have both come out and apologized for Batman and Robin.
So Georgie is Batman?
He's Batman. So he's an awful Batman. He's an okay Bruce Wayne because he kind of seems like Bruce Wayne anyways.
Yeah.
George Clooney does. But he's awful as Batman. Robin, Chris O'Donnell, he's just the worst in this. Uma Thurman's bad as Poison Ivy. Bane is in it.
Bane's in it.
And so when you think of Bane, you probably think of Tom Hardy, right?
Well, I think of a big man.
Okay, so it is a big man. They got a wrestler.
Okay.
But you know how Tom Hardy's Bane is very smart?
Yeah.
And he's kind of mysterious and he talks very elegantly and all this stuff. Yeah, Bane in this movie just yells Bane.
That's all he does?
And he's pretty much just a henchman.
Oh.
For no explainable reason, he loves Poison Ivy.
Oh.
So he kind of just follows her around.
Okay.
And it's
like, not like he's been poisoned by her?
No. Not that I can remember. He does pump the venom into his blood in this movie, so that's comic book accurate. But it's just not good. The fight scene with him and Batman inside of like a industrial factory is really bad because George Clooney can't turn his neck, and it's just kind of awkwardly swinging at each other. But yeah, so basically, Mr. Freeze, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's just trying to get gems. He's trying to get diamonds to bring his wife's cryogenically frozen because she has this rare disease.
Yeah.
Which is in the Batman animated series.
Right.
That actually is Batman the animated series is what originated that origin story for Mr. Freeze.
Oh.
He was pretty much an absolute like evil character before the animated series.
And then they kind of...
And they were like, let's humanize him a bit.
And then that made it good.
They made it good. And then Batman and Robin made it bad. It's just bad.
I'm sorry.
It's a bad movie.
I'm sorry about that movie.
And then Batgirl comes into it.
Oh.
And instead of being Commissioner Gordon's daughter, she's Alfred's great niece.
What?
And it's Alicia Silverstone.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it's the most 90s actress maybe ever. And she's bad. Everything is bad. It's embarrassing to watch. And I cringe during it, but I still have fun.
But it's at number
watching it.
10 because it's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's so cheesy. It literally almost goes back to the Adam West style of like campy.
All right.
So
Okay.
that's Batman and Robin.
All right. Number 9. Indiana Jones, the fourth one.
Yeah.
It's the skull. The Crystal Skull
Crystal
one.
Skull. Have you seen this?
I have seen this.
Okay, good.
This is one of the few ones that I've seen.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing.
Yep.
I was told about how bad it was going to be, and I didn't think it was as bad as I thought it was.
Yeah.
But it is pretty bad.
It's the first third is not awful.
Yes.
Other than the nuke scene.
The nuke scene's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's like inside the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
They've since then the phrase "jumping the shark"
Has it become going inside the fridge or something?
Well, no, people refer to it as nuking the fridge now. Not everyone. I mean, jumping the shark will always be a phrase, but some people call it nuking the fridge.
That's funny.
Yeah, I think there are some redeeming qualities in this movie.
Yeah. It just gets kind of wild.
Yeah, here's the thing. Indiana Jones and aliens don't mix well together in my mind. I don't think those are two genres that should be together.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
If it was just like Indiana Jones trying to like uncover this plot about the Russians,
yes,
that would have been like Cold War era. Like that would have been so much better. But instead, it's about aliens.
Or like the aliens, they thought that it was an alien thing, but then they figure out it's
the Russians. Yeah.
Something.
That would have been much better. But But it kind of makes me just sad to see Harrison Ford old.
Harrison Ford just kind of doesn't give a crap anymore.
No.
Like about life.
No, he really doesn't.
And so
I love the man.
That's kind of hard. That's kind of hard to see.
And
then Shia LaBeouf's there.
I actually don't hate him in this movie.
Shia LaBeouf's.
I actually like Shia LaBeouf quite a bit. But there's a neat little motorcycle chase at the beginning.
It's a choice scene.
It's a choice scene, baby. Can't speak today.
Neither can I.
That reminds me very much so of like old Indiana Jones.
Yeah. There's some good stuff.
But as soon as like the plot kicks in,
it's kind
just
of
not,
wild. It's a little too fantastical.
Yeah.
A little too much.
Whereas, and I think I love the original trilogy so much.
Yeah.
I love all three of them very, very much.
Even
the second one.
Even the second one.
Sometimes
this one's kind of like the second one.
There's
in
times
of how ridiculous it is.
There's times where the second one is my favorite. Because the first and third one are so similar.
Yeah, they are.
That in my mind, I'm like, yeah, that's Indiana Jones. Like, that's what it should be.
Yeah.
It's so crazy and off the wall that it's definitely like the black sheep of the original trilogy. Yeah. But then there's a part of me where it's like, I like commend them for like going darker and like doing something different. That actually still feels like Indiana Jones. Yeah. This one just doesn't to me.
Yeah. I feel like if they do a fifth one, they'll just be like the first and third.
Yeah.
So all the even numbers, they're gonna be like going nuts on.
Yeah, it's true. I'm mad. If they do a fifth one, I doubt they'll bring Shia back, and he was like one of the best parts of this movie.
Yeah.
But I just remember I
don't remember Shia being that great, and I feel like people hated him. Is that true? Do most people not like him?
Most people don't like him in this movie.
Yeah. So
he's definitely not
defend yourself.
He's definitely not the problem with it.
What's the problem? Is the story.
The problem is the story and the writing and everything else. I like the part where the ants eat them. Where the ants eat the guys. I don't know. It's just bad. Oh, this was the first, like, movie. Because when I was younger, I loved any movie, right?
You loved any movie.
You just watched a movie and you're like, oh, that was great. That's the best thing I've ever seen because it was a movie. This was the first movie I watched it. I was like, something's wrong here. Something was off. And then like on the car ride home, I remember mom and dad being like, that was dumb. And I was like, yeah, I think you guys are right. It wasn't that good. So this movie will always be in my mind as the movie that showed me that movies could not be good.
That's true. That's good.
At least it was just I don't know, it was a disappointment. It was a disappointment. The trailer is really good. If you go back and rewatch the trailer, it's really good. And
I was excited to see the movie.
The movie's just a huge disappointment. Maybe my favorite movie score ever.
John Williams knows how to make them scores.
Yes, he does. We need to do best John Williams themes at some point.
That's a good idea. Number 8, Daniel.
Number 8 is a movie that neither one of us have seen.
Yes.
But we've heard it about how bad it is.
That's right.
You know what? I'm going to let you say the name of this because you've been saying it all day and I know you love it.
It's The Mummy, starring Tom Cruise.
Philip, every time we've mentioned it today, he's said, The Mummy starring Tom Cruise.
Well, because there are other mummies.
There are the other mummies.
And also, when you put in The Mummy on Google, the end of the search, the first one says starring Tom Cruise. So it is the name of the movie according to Google.
Yeah. Did you watch the like a scene got leaked that wasn't the audio wasn't done?
No.
So it's like a plane is crashing or something.
Okay.
But it got leaked before the audio was done, and it's so awkward.
Oh.
I'll show it to you afterwards.
Okay.
But yeah.
So because we haven't seen the movie,
Okay.
we're gonna do something a little different.
Okay.
So I think
while he's doing this, I'll just do the Indiana Jones theme.
Okay.
Dun 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 dun. Da, 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 da,
okay, you ready?
Da, da, da,
we're not gonna
da.
waste our breath talking about this movie.
Okay.
So
So
An ancient Egyptian princess is awakened from her crypt beneath the desert, bringing with her malevolence grown over millennia and terrors that defy human comprehension. Add to watch list. Watch on Prime Video. Rent from $3.
Shut up! No. Nice try, Google and Siri. So
that was hilarious.
That was it.
That was it.
That was the movie.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's very bad.
Very bad.
It's also going to be a Avengers like.
It was gonna start off
the
Dark Universe.
The Dark Universe, but is that not gonna happen anymore?
I'm assuming it tanked with that movie.
I hope so. I hope it died with Tom Cruise.
Because apparently, this is the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Apparently, Russell Crowe is in it as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Oh.
And he was gonna be like the Nick Fury-esque character who's bringing all these monsters together.
Oh my.
So I don't know at the end if he literally was like, I got a team.
Now here's the question that I'd be curious about. Is it like bad, like 80s bad? Like a B movie from the 80s? Because I could get into that where it's like these crazy horror movies scary movies that all come together into one thing and it's just ridiculous.
Right.
I'm okay with that. But I don't think it is. I think it's serious.
It was just a Tom Cruise ego project for sure. That just went horribly wrong.
Yeah, classic Tommy.
Just stick with the Mission Impossible Tom Cruise.
I hear those are good.
Or make a second Edge of Tomorrow. Because that movie's really great. Anyway, see, this movie wants to make me talk about other things.
Well, let's talk about other things.
Okay, number 7.
Super Mario Bros. Also one that I've
another one that
seen.
neither of us have seen.
Now listen, here's the thing about Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Is that apparently they try to like kind of go dark with it. This was a DC issue, but well before DC had issues.
A DC issue is issue?
Issue?
Issue. What is the word?
Issue?
Issue?
It's
a weird word.
Now that I say it, it sounds like I'm saying it wrong. But
Issue. Anyways, post Dark Knight trilogy. It was fine making movies dark during that time period.
Yes.
But then they started making them dark for no reason.
I see. Yeah.
Anyways, go on.
I thought you were saying Super Mario Brothers came out after The Dark Knight. No, I think you're wrong.
No, I was saying like it's fine to make Batman dark.
Yes.
But to make Superman and Aquaman. And
Well, they're called comic book movies.
Yeah, not scary movies. While you're talking about it, I'm gonna look up that quote.
So basically, from what I understand, it became dark. You got but Mario and Luigi are relatively bright characters, happy-go-lucky with good mustaches. But then you have a dinosaur man that's trying to make everybody dinosaurs, from what I understand. That's
so is that Bowser?
It is Bowser.
It is really supposed to be Bowser?
It really is supposed to be Bowser.
That's so... Because I know what he looks like, and it looks awful.
And there's like Koopa Troopas and everything. There's weird, very strange animals. I'd be curious to watch it and make fun of it. Maybe watch it as like with a commentary that makes fun of it at the same time. I'd be okay with that. So yeah, that's on there. And apparently it's very, very bad, and it would be a travesty to not put it on our list.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm sure it's very hard. It would be very hard to satisfy fans of Super Mario Bros.
Well, the way that you satisfy it is to not make the movie.
You know what? But except we are going to make our Mario Brothers movie, the animated one with Hitler Bowser.
Yeah, that one's fine.
But that's because it's going to be animated.
Yeah.
Is it? If I'm not talking, do things not be said on the show?
That's right.
Do I always have to be the one to initiate conversation, Philip?
Yeah.
I was trying to find this quote by Joel Schumacher, but I couldn't.
I know you can't find it. That's why I was waiting for it. I thought you were going to somehow wrap it in there, but you just didn't.
Although, remember, Hitler Bowser's going to be the villain of the second one, because we said Donkey Kong will be the villain of the first one, then team up with Mario for the second movie.
Yeah.
Who would be if we made a trilogy? Would Bowser be the villain again in the third one? Would it be kind of like a Pirates of the Caribbean thing, where like Barbossa's the villain in the first one, but then Davy Jones is the main villain of the second two?
Actually,
it's very similar because then Barbossa's on the good side, just like Donkey Kong would be.
Yeah.
So here, instead of talking about the movie, we're going to talk about our movies. So we're going to make. So it's going to be Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers, just the first movie. So would it be like an origin story, or would would him and Luigi already know each other and kind of be doing their thing?
They're doing their thing.
Okay.
What's the point of origin stories?
Okay, and then Donkey Kong shows up. He's like, I'm throwing these barrels down.
Yeah. Well, they're oil.
I'm destroying this oil company.
Yeah.
I'm destroying Peach's oil company.
Yeah.
And then they
Peaches and oil.
And then, but it's just a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
So then at the end, Donkey Kong's like, I apologize.
Yeah, Donkey Kong, his livelihood is corn oil.
Okay.
And
So they're like, look, we have this farm here.
Yeah.
We can set Mario's parents can have a farm.
No, there we go.
But they're ready to sell it.
Yeah.
So then they're like, no, Donkey Kong, you can just have this farm.
That's right.
Okay.
And now, yeah.
So then the second movie comes around. We have a post-credit scene with Bowser, obviously.
Yeah.
You got to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So then Hitler Bowser rises to power.
That's right.
Just like an actual dictator.
Yes.
And he has the Oopa Chupas and the
Oompa Chupas.
the Oompa Loompas and
Yeah.
the Oopa Chupas
Okay.
and the mushrooms and stuff like that.
Okay.
He's like, we're gonna take it. And they're all like, yeah.
And then everybody else starts playing We're Not Gonna Take It.
We're not. Yeah. The most rebellious teen song ever. I love that song. That song is great. So then they're like, and obviously, second act ends with them failing to defeat Bowser, because that's in the 3-act structure. The end of the second act is when your characters are at the lowest point.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we got to get Donkey Kong in on this.
Yeah.
So then they go get him, and they destroy Bowser's army.
Yeah. With
And-
sticky corn oil.
Does he escape at the end? Is he like, so long, suckers?
I think, you know what happens?
What?
Hitler Bowser pretends to have suicide,
Well,
just like the real Hitler.
but then
And
he
he's really
he escapes.
alive,
Okay.
just like the real Hitler.
Yeah, just like that. Okay, so then, and between the second and third one, Philip, is that where we do the Donkey Kong spin-off movie?
Yeah, with
where,
Diddy Kong.
Where Diddy Kong comes in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. And then the third Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, you make it look like Diddy Kong's not going to be in it, like he's far away.
Yeah.
Just like Captain Marvel.
Yeah, it's exactly. He's the savior at the end. Is there another big Mario villain other than those two?
No.
Really? It's just Bowser's just been a mainstay?
Yeah,
Forever?
sort of.
Okay. I was going to say because Hitler Bowser could like team up with another villain.
Well,
yeah.
he's got the Koopa Troopas.
Are there ghosts in Mario games?
The Boos.
The Boos? Is there like a King Boo?
There is a big King Boo.
Okay, maybe he can go to him.
Okay.
And then the third one.
But he like haunts his castle.
Haunts Bowser's castle?
Yeah.
Is he on his side?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
there you go. So
Just think of Mario Kart when you're in the.
okay, so Bowser can be like, all my army got destroyed.
Oh, you know what? Here it is.
I
Here
need
it
an
is.
undead army.
Well, that and then he gets Wario and
Oh, that's right. There is Wario.
Waluigi.
Okay.
There we go.
So they come in the third one.
I don't know even where they fall in the real categories, but I like the idea.
They're cousins, right?
I don't know, but they don't like each
Maybe
other.
they can
I
be
don't
bounty hunters.
think. Oh.
Bowser is like, I'm doing this thing with these ghosts,
Yeah.
but I don't want them foiling my plans. He's like,
Yeah.
I gotta hire some people to take care of.
And then Mario and Luigi defeat and murder Wario and Waluigi.
Obviously, Waluigi dies. He falls to his death.
Yes. He goes,
Hold on. Yeah, wait. Yeah, I think Waluigi falls to his death, and Wario gets crushed by a giant thing.
Well, he blows up his own motorcycle.
Oh no! It can be like in the 2002 Spider-Man when Green Goblin gets stabbed by his own glider.
Yes,
he can
yes,
be doing that. He can be tricking
that.
Mario, and then Mario is like, oh, and he jumps up, and then the motorcycle runs into Wario and blows him up.
Yeah,
very good, Philip. Very good.
Thank you.
But yeah, then in Waluigi, this is how you would see him fall to his death. You got to do an overhead shot because those are the best shots of people falling to their death.
Where they're not falling, it's just zooming out.
No. You can see like it would be on a platform and he's falling down and he falls into like clouds.
I see.
They're way up on a ship.
Yeah,
or something.
The sky ship thing.
Okay. Should the final act be them driving their carts through the haunted castle
to get to Bowser?
To get to Bowser.
It's a race to get to Bowser.
Yeah, because Bowser's about to turn all the people in the kingdom into ghosts.
Okay.
I
think we've got the movie.
So they have to. No, that's the trilogy.
Sorry, the trilogy.
The whole trilogy, Philip. We have this copywritten. People, don't take this from us.
TM.
Okay.
All right.
Number 6, Philip.
Number 6 is Transformers.
Which
number
one?
2.
Yeah, Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
I think so.
This is the bad one.
They're all pretty bad in my mind.
I like the first one.
But this one I hear is real bad.
This is the one that lollygags for like an hour and a half, and then finally things start happening.
It lollygags?
Yeah, he's like just at school. He's at like college, and they end up in Egypt.
How do they get to Egypt?
I think they teleport.
Oh my word!
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like the first one is fairly subdued.
Yeah.
There's like 5 good. There's 5 Autobots.
Oh right.
And like 9 Decepticons. And it's just like
this one just goes ham.
There's like a fight on a highway. That's the most interesting thing. and then this movie's like, oh, we gotta use the pyramids to bring back the Fallen. I don't know. It's just dumb. Megatron comes back.
He does?
Mm-hmm. He's in all the first 3.
Does he die at the end of the third one?
He does. But he died at the end of the first one. So who knows? Who knows the rules for these things?
There are no rules.
There are no rules.
No rules, just right. Transformers.
More than what meets the eye. But yeah, it's just dumb. Dumb humor. This had the really racist twin Autobots in it.
Oh.
Skids and mud flaps or something like that.
Oh my.
They're so annoying. They're like the Jar Jar Binks which we may be talking about Jar Jar Binks.
Nah, we'll never talk about. No, those are the best movies we've ever watched.
But yeah, I don't know. This movie, there's not a whole lot to say about it other than it's just stupid.
It's just dumb. And Michael Bay blow up the things. Michael blow up.
Michael blow up the Bay.
Bay. Okay. That's enough of Transformers. I'm tired of it.
I am too. I don't even want to talk about it.
Kathy! Save us, Kathy.
Save us? We just talked about Super Mario Bros. And it was freaking awesome.
No, from Transformers.
That was the best thing that could have happened in this episode.
Okay. So, Daniel.
What?
Guess what?
What?
I could use some cash. And I think our listeners can help us achieve my goals.
Okay.
And you know how they can do that?
By giving us money on the streets.
And they could do that?
They could. Hey, Lindsay. Bet you guys didn't know that Lindsay was in here, did you?
Gotcha.
She's been here the whole time.
The whole time she's been reading the books. You can hear the pages turning a little bit.
She's listening. What music are you listening to?
I'm actually watching Lost Bloopers.
Lost Bloopers? I don't like watching bloopers for serious things. It makes me.
Remember that it's not real.
Oh, see, it takes me out of it.
That's why she watches it.
Yeah, that's why.
Did
So,
Lost make you really sad?
Yes.
They all died.
Patreon.
Patreon is how you get us money.
Okay, bye.
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 How so, Philip? How
Well,
does explain Patreon exactly to me?
So Patreon's a big
Explain it
old
to me like I'm a
website.
5-year-old.
So okay, so we have a Patreon. His name is Felipe,
Okay.
and Felipe he eats websites.
He
And
eats
He
websites?
eats websites, and then he turns out money.
Okay.
And so he ate our website,
Okay.
and our website now he owns.
Okay.
And so
So Patreon owns our website.
Patreon owns us.
Okay.
And we
sold ourselves.
We have to satisfy the hunger needs
Okay.
of Felipe,
Okay.
our Patreon. And he wants $5, and he'll give you something back. He'll give you a little
Okay.
something back.
Give like 4 back.
He'll say, "You servant boys, you now must give them fun movies to watch
Okay.
and be their best friends." And we're like, "All right." And then he said, "But if they give me more money to satisfy my hunger,
So like $10.
like
maybe.
$10, you're gonna give them a mug."
Okay.
And then he's like, "And my hunger sometimes is never satisfied enough until I get
To give
$100
something back.
to give anything back."
Right.
So you just give $100 and you don't get anything more extra.
Right. Then the mug and
Yeah, the
the
friendship.
movies and the friendship. Okay.
Yeah. So that's how Patreon works.
Okay. So is Felipe a good thing or a bad thing?
I hate Felipe.
Okay.
I mean, I hate Patreon.
Oh.
Felipe. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops,
Felipe's
sorry.
all right. Yeah.
We can cut that part out,
Yeah.
right?
We'll cut that out.
Okay. Okay. So maybe that's why people weren't giving it to us because they didn't quite.
They didn't understand. Now they understand.
Now they understand because you explained it to us like we were 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, this episode is brought to you by Party City and Sonos
And
Go and
Fiverr.
Fiverr and Taco Bell. So
Taco Bella.
Taco Bella, sorry. Taco Bella. So go to the links in the description.
Check it out.
We're affiliated with them. Thank you. Kathy! She's been in a pretty good mood today.
She's been pretty good. She didn't
Flip me off when I came down.
yeah. That's really like that's honestly
She's being kind of slow though right now.
I can't believe how long it's taken her.
Maybe we should just go.
Should we just go?
And it'll
Eventually
just turn
it'll
off.
stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what's next?
So what's next is our next person.
Our next person.
We have a new guest on our show.
Oh,
His name's Rodney.
Rodney.
Rodney Folster.
Okay.
And let me introduce you to him.
Okay. I'm ready.
He's gonna do the next one, just so you know.
Oh. Okay.
Hello, Daniel.
Hey, Rodney.
Superman 4.
I've seen this movie.
All right. Thanks, Rodney.
Did you not think that I had seen it?
What?
Did you not think I had seen it?
Seen what?
Superman 4.
No.
Did you bring Rodney in to talk about it?
No, Rodney just came in.
He just want to say hi?
He just wanted to say Superman 4.
Okay.
So tell me about Superman 4, Daniel.
Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
Is this the one where he time travels by going around the Earth?
No, that's the first one.
That's the first one?
It was the first ever Superman movie.
That one, that makes me mad.
Why?
That
It
doesn't
does.
make-
It is
that-
kind of dumb.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Because Lois Lane
She
gets buried
dies.
alive.
And
It's
he-
very horrifying, actually. It's a very weird scene.
well, how do they make it any worse than that, Superman 4?
So Superman 4, it's same cast, same Superman, same Lois, same Lex Luthor.
So this is the guy that broke his legs, right? That's Superman?
Yes,
Sad.
who died, yeah. But super cheap.
Oh.
Like set walls move when doors are shut in this movie. Like it's so cheap. You can see like how you can learn, like he walks into a room and he has like 3 shadows.
Oh no.
Because there's,
Some 3 lights on.
different lights on him. Luthor makes a villain called Nuclear Man who isn't even in the comics, I don't think.
Oh.
And he said he's like, Superman. I want your power, Superman. So they have a fight on the moon.
That's cool.
But it's incredibly awkward.
Do they jump up real high and stuff?
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
And then so this movie has a dumber power than reversing the Earth's gravitational pull for time travel.
Okay.
You know what this movie has, Philip?
What's that?
The Great Wall of China breaks.
Okay.
And he rebuilds it with supervision. He rebuilds it with his eyes.
How?
He looks at it, and it all goes back together.
No.
I kid you not. And,
No.
and everyone starts cheering. All the Chinese people.
Okay.
And he's like,
See ya.
"See ya." He does a little salute, and he's like, "Happy to help, folks." And he flies off. The flying effects are still like the same as the other movies. That's fine, but yeah, it's like with the original Superman movies, with the exception of 1 and 2, it just got worse as they went.
Yeah.
Same with the Batman movies, actually.
Yeah.
The first 2 are like debatable which one's better, but then it just got worse as it went.
Yeah.
And I don't know what went wrong here, because the first 2 were really well received. Maybe the third one wasn't, and then they just didn't want to put as much money into the fourth one. I don't know. But what a dumb name for a movie. Superman for the Quest for Peace. Like,
yeah.
I don't even think it's about that. It's about Nuclear Man.
He becomes president.
That would be great. Did you know in the comic books, Lex Luthor becomes president at one point?
You're saying Lex Luthor in different ways than I'm used to? Am I not saying it right?
What
Lex
do you say?
Luthor?
It's
Luthor?
it's spelled Luthor.
Luthor.
It's Luthor, yeah.
Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor. Look out.
Or is it Lex Luthor?
Look out. Odin is coming.
Odin. More like rodent.
More like boredom. Just kidding. I like Odin. But it's just boring, and it sucks, and it's cheap, and it has rebuild Wall of China powers, and it's
Sounds
awful.
a lot like our show.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
What's number 3, Daniel?
That's not. We're at number 4.
What's number 4?
Number 4 is Catwoman. Enough said. It's
Enough
just
said.
Bad.
Drew. I was gonna say Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore.
What's
Halle
her name?
Berry.
Halle Berry's in the name.
You know,
I got that at
It's not
least.
even Selena Kyle.
Who's that?
Selena Kyle's who's Catwoman in the comics.
Well, then who's this lady?
I don't remember what her name is. It's like Justice Beaver or something. I don't remember what it is.
It's Bustus Jeever.
Bustin' Jeeber. Oh yeah, we'll release a. Philip has a dance.
If you're part of our Patreon, we'll show you my dance.
Yeah, we'll put it out today. It's called the Jeeber.
And I bust a Jeeber.
Yeah,
Bust a Jeeber.
Just like you you can be busting moves when
Yeah.
you're doing the Jeeber. You're busting Jeeber.
That's right.
And we'll show. Yeah, join our Patreon and you can see what the Jeeber is. Okay, enough of Catwoman.
Enough
I
of
hate it
Catwoman.
and it's dumb.
Number
I have
3.
nothing to say. Okay, number 3. I'll go ahead and say it. Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Oh,
the movie.
I hate it.
You've never even seen it.
I hate it so much, Daniel.
Okay, so I was already kind of talking to Philip about.
You know why I hate it so much?
Don't you dare slam on the show.
Because
Don't you dare.
okay,
Is that what you were gonna do?
no, I didn't. I thought that something funny was gonna come out, and it just didn't.
Like always.
Yeah.
I was already kind of explaining to Philip earlier why this movie sucks, but I'll just go ahead and kind of, so that we have some content on this episode, I'll go ahead and explain it again. It ruins the characters a
You
lot.
said it names them wrong.
Yeah, they literally mispronounced the main character. It's Aang, Aang isn't okay.
Like
hold on.
Angus steak.
First of all, let me say this: Avatar: The Last Airbender, the series,
the cartoon
is top 10 series of all time. It's definitely the best cartoon series of all time, and
outside of
outside of nothing,
you haven't seen animated Batman series.
it's better than that.
You're wrong.
No, as far as storytelling and character development, nothing touches this show.
You're wrong.
So I love this show. I hold it very near and dear to my heart, and that's why the movie sucks. But so you get character interpretations that are nothing like they are in the show. Aang is annoying and not heroic.
And his name's Ung.
His name is Ong in the movie.
Maybe he's not Aang.
Maybe. I should remake these movies, and that would be great.
Here's my question.
What?
Do you think that Mr. Night Shyamalan
Hates us as audience members?
No,
Yes.
he'd never seen the movie, and somebody retold him
The show, you mean?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And somebody just told him it, and he's like,
Possibly.
all right, I'll make a movie off of the retelling. So it was like
second-hand
Telephone.
telling. I would not be surprised.
And he was like, it was something like Angus.
Yeah, Angus beef. They're like,
Angus
no,
beef,
no. He's like, oh, Ong.
Ung, that's right.
Someone just like coughed. They're like, Ong. And he's like, oh, Ong. That's
Ung,
right.
Ung.
That's right. Yeah. Call him Ong. Hey, guy who we got to play Sokka, who's not funny at all. Call him Ung. Sokka. I think they call him Sokka in the movie.
Really?
Sokka. Call him Ung.
His children were playing Super Soakers, and he's like, Soka.
Sokka, more like
Super
He was like,
Sokka.
yeah, Super Sokka, Suckas. But yeah, so Sokka's not funny, and he's the comedic relief of the show. Zuko's not compelling. Uncle Iroh's okay. He's all right.
And then do dances.
They do dances in order to bend the elements, but then it's literally like the earthbenders will be like and then like 3 little tiny rocks will raise, and it's like a group of them doing it.
Oh, geez.
All in synchronization.
Oh, man.
And then like just like 3 rocks, and then it goes and it like bounces off the guards. It's so embarrassing, Philip. It's so bad. And they try to condense, I think it's 20 episodes into 2
one
hours.
movie.
Which does so like the whole Jet storyline is out. I know this means nothing
This
to you.
means nothing.
The whole Jet storyline's out. The episode The Storm is not included, Philip.
The whole episode?
The whole episode The Storm's not included, and that's the episode where you learn a lot about Aang's character and Zuko's character.
Well, that's why they didn't say it right.
Yeah, because oh my gosh. This movie makes me angry because I love the show so much. So get me off of this.
All right.
It sucks.
What's number 2?
Number 2 is
The
Fartum-manus. The Fartum-manus.
We're so funny.
We are.
We just, you know what we got? Good sense of humor.
We do. Philip, you and I work so well together.
We should have a podcast.
We should. And it should just be like us going back and forth. With
Yeah.
one another.
All right. So, Fartum Menace.
The Fartum-manus is possibly the most disappointing movie in cinema history.
I think so. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
As a child, I had no idea.
Neither did I.
I had no idea.
I liked the prequels a lot growing up. It was once I got into middle school.
Here's how much I liked the movie. I bought a Lay's potato chip bag that had prizes on it for Star Wars. And I got a Star Wars Episode 1, Phantom Menace, the Fartum Menace backpack
Okay.
that I still have to this day that I cherish and love.
Does it have Darth Maul on it?
It has nothing on it. It's just brown. Just this nasty, poopy brown.
Is it supposed to be the one that Anakin has?
No, it's not that cool. It says Star
Alright.
Wars: The Phantom Menace on it on the back,
Okay.
but it doesn't like have. It's not like brightly colored at all. It's just brown.
Okay.
And I love it. I like that backpack. I don't actually know if I have it now. My mom probably threw it away.
I would.
She did the right thing.
Yeah. So why is this movie bad?
Jar Jar Binks.
Okay.
You got him. Poor guy. The poor actor of Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah. Wasn't his fault.
Great. Not his fault. He did a good job of playing the character.
Yeah, for what was given to him, he did what he was supposed to. I guess.
Whatever that guy's name is, good job. If you hear this podcast, we like you.
Yeah. Same with the little kid who played Anakin. He's a bad actor, but it wasn't his fault.
It wasn't his fault. He was just a kid.
They just
Now the man, we'll get there. The man, Anakin.
I actually am fine with him,
I hate him.
but
So what else is bad? You've got a weird storyline about government.
yeah. Who wants that in their fun space adventure films?
I didn't know that. I thought that I was just dumb as a child.
Oh.
It turns out no, it's just a bad movie.
Yeah, you realize now that it's literally incomprehensible.
Yeah, nothing makes sense. So all of a sudden,
did Red Letter Media point out to you how bad this movie was, or were you already kind of like?
I had a friend who watched Red Letter Media.
Okay.
Who then pointed out all the things that were bad about it and opened up my eyes.
Okay, and then you saw those reviews later.
Yeah, it was like the spirit of Star Wars finally came inside of me, and I was able to understand what was true and what was not true.
Yeah, there's like certain things about it. Since I did love it as a kid, like I loved all the Star Wars movies when I was
Darth
younger.
Maul's good.
Darth Maul is.
I think that's why it's number 2.
He's visually neat,
Yeah.
but he doesn't have like a character at all.
Yeah.
So when he died, I didn't care. It was like, okay.
Yeah. He's a shell of a man.
Yeah. But he's cool visually.
Yep.
And I think.
And he plays sabers good.
Yeah, that's the best thing about this movie is that fight at the end.
Well, and then when what's his face gets cut in half.
Darth Maul?
No. Does he get cut in half?
He gets
too?
cut in half. Liam Neeson gets stabbed.
Oh, he just gets stabbed?
Yeah.
In my mind, it was Liam Neeson that got cut in half.
No, he gets stabbed. I actually kind of like Liam Neeson in this movie.
Yeah, but I like the idea of somebody getting cut in half. That's a good guy. So now I'm kind of upset. I'm even more upset with this.
The pod race scene is pretty fun. But those are the only 2 scenes in this movie that
Hey,
are good.
listen. Now this is pod racing.
Now this is pod racing. There's in the How It Should Have Ended.
Yeah.
Of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
He comes back as old Anakin.
Yeah.
And Luke's like, wow, thanks for appearing as a ghost in a form that I actually would recognize you in. And then he's like, he looks over to Obi-Wan Yoda. He's like, yeah, could you like imagine? And he like turns into, because the special editions made it young Anakin.
Yeah.
He like turns into young Anakin as it goes. He's like, from my point of view, the Jedi are evil. And they're like, oh no, don't. And then he's like, or this. And he turns into little Anakin. He's like, now this is pod racing. And Yoda is like rolling his eyes, and Obi-Wan's like, kill me again. Yeah, it's awful. It's a bad movie.
Yeah. It's got
Watto.
Watto. Well, he's a little racist.
I like Watto.
Watto's a little racist.
He's always like, Ani.
You have used your Watto impression many times.
Ani.
So what's number 1?
It's the only thing I can say in the impression.
What's number 1?
Well, yeah, people are probably asking, what's worse than the Phantom Menace?
What could be worse?
Well, that's easy. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones is
right.
worse than the Phantom Menace.
The sequel got even worse. And here's how bad it is. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I remember the first one enough.
Yeah, that's the thing, is the first one it has memorable things in it. The pod race, the Jar Jar, as annoying as he is, he's memorable. The second one,
you just got clones.
It's so here's the thing. So Philip and I came up with this idea, like, I don't know, right before we started recording. I'm not going to talk about Attack of the Clones right now.
That's right. Because guess what?
We're going to devote the entire next week's episode of me just explaining Attack of the Clones to Philip.
Because I don't remember it.
And it'll be funny because I will probably share things that Phil won't believe.
Yes.
That it goes that way. It'll be a good old time.
That's right. So come back next week
to basically hear the end of this episode.
That's right. Hey, you know what we were supposed to do at the beginning of this episode?
What?
Well, maybe we'll do it at the beginning of next episode.
What?
I don't know. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
No, we were supposed to do the definitive list of how to keep cool.
Oh, let's do it next week.
All right, next week.
Sorry, people who were waiting in anticipation.
I was
for
waiting.
that.
I listened to our episode. I was like, I can't wait till next week to find out the definitive answer.
Yeah, we definitely didn't do that. And mine is definitely number 1.
Nah.
Yep.
Ah.
nah. Okay. Well, yeah, our number 1 is Attack of the Clones. Again, we've talked about Red Letter Media a lot in this episode.
It's because they do a lot of bad stuff.
They do a lot
of the bad movies.
Right. I love the beginning of their review for Attack of the Clones. It starts out, he says, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones is the worst thing ever made by a human. It is. But, like, even once I started realizing that these movies were bad, everyone always points to Phantom Menace as being the worst.
No,
I
yeah.
think it's because it started the
It
prequels
started
off,
out
and it
bad,
was
it
so
is.
people were so shell shocked that it was so bad. This one is infinitely worse than Phantom Menace.
Now, you said something that I must say real
What?
quick. Must get clarification.
Okay.
You said that Anakin's the older Anakin's
Yeah.
not bad as an actor. Mm-hmm. You're gonna defend that?
He's not great, but next week when I talk about it,
Yeah.
we'll hear some of the lines from the movie,
Yeah.
and you tell me one actor that could read those lines well.
All right, I will.
And I've seen him in other things. He's honestly not the worst. Like whatever.
He's not the worst actor in the world.
Because the only 2 people in the prequels that do anything with their lines are Ewan McGregor is honestly really good as Obi-Wan, and the guy who plays the Emperor.
Yes.
They're the only 2. When Samuel L. Jackson is awful in these movies, and we know he's a good actor,
yeah.
but the lines he has to say are just awful.
That's true.
So I don't hold
He
it
did get that
against.
purple lightsaber though. It looks sweet.
You know that was his idea.
Really?
He was like, I want a different color lightsaber,
That's awesome.
and George Lucas was like, oh, okay, I'll give you a purple lightsaber. That was a pretty good George Lucas impression. I'll give
you know
a
what?
purple lightsaber. Okay.
Oh man, I felt like it was like he was here.
He was here. I saw a guy in a used video store that looked just like George Lucas.
What if it was him?
I wouldn't be surprised. He's probably looking for the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Probably.
Because he said if he had time and a hammer, he would track down every available copy and destroy it.
Really?
Yeah.
Georgie said that?
George Lucas said that about the Holiday Special. So he was probably looking for it. That guy did have a hammer in his hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, even Samuel L. Jackson can't. So I don't hold it against Hayden Christensen.
I do.
I don't. He's fine.
He's fine, but he shouldn't have. He should have just said this movie sucks when he read it and should have known.
Oh, it was his breakout. Like, okay, if someone came to you and was like, "You want to be in a Star Wars movie?"
And then I read that script, I'd say, let me add it, and I'm going to deliver these lines in the most insane way possible. And then I probably wouldn't get the part, I guess. I guess that would be
Probably
the
not.
difference. He did such a good job compared to everybody else. I can't even imagine anyone doing it right, I guess.
Yeah, me either.
All right.
All right, we've talked about summer blockbusters enough.
So you know what we need to do? It's that time again.
The review
The
time,
review. And here's why we're going to do it every week.
because it's a fun little way to end it.
It's a fun little way to end it, and it's also makes me angry every time.
Oh.
Because nobody freaking does it. Except I just looked at it just now. I looked at it.
Did someone do something?
Nobody's done a 1-star review. Nobody's done a 2-star review. Nobody's done a 3-star review. Nobody's done a 4-star review. We've only had 5-star reviews,
Okay,
which is great. But you know what?
no new ones.
Those are all BS because everybody says nice things, but there's only 4 or 5 people that have said nice things.
Yeah.
And then there's 14 that people pretended to say nice things but didn't say anything actually. You know what I'm
Oh.
saying? They didn't write anything.
Oh, I see.
That's what I'm saying.
So we have 19 reviews.
No, we have 14 reviews. Of those 14, 5 people said something.
I see.
So what's the deal?
So 9 of you, Ben Robbins was one of them.
Ben, next time I see you at the church, I'm I'm going to smack you in the face. I'll look you right in the eye and smack you. And you're going to say, what's that for? And I'll say, you know why. And then I'm going to pull his pants down and make him really embarrassed. Just like he embarrassed me on this podcast for not writing anything on the ratings.
I just saw that whole situation play out in my head. It's hilarious. I'll film it. And we can put it on Patreon.
I hope he has the smiley face boxers on.
What if he's going commando?
Oy,
That's his own fault, I
that
guess.
is his fault.
Who goes commando?
I guess you ask before you depants someone.
If you're over 18 and you're going commando, something's wrong. That's child's game.
Now here's the thing: if you're a child and you take a big dump, then your pants are ruined, though. So everyone.
So would
should
your underwear be though?
Yeah, but your underwear is protection.
It would still get to your pants. Let's be honest here.
I guess that's true.
Well,
Everyone should wear underpants, is what I'm saying.
yeah.
For at least the point of somebody accidentally depantsing.
Yeah. Dude, depantsing's mean.
We just had to cut out so much.
The
of this
ending of this
podcast.
episode is gonna be so like jump cutty.
Well,
We've gone so far over what we should have for this episode. Let's just fade out while we talk about our Mario movie a little more. Okay. Bye, people.
bye.
Okay, so I was thinking like Luigi and Mario in the second one.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it would probably be the first one. You know, in every 3-act structure, the low point of the first movie would definitely be like them having a falling out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Because if the low point in the second one is them getting beaten by Bowser, then the low point in the first one needs to be them having a falling out with one another.
Yeah. Brotherly fallout.
And then obviously, and this is how it always goes. The main guy keeps going on, and then the like secondary guy
Yeah.
is the one who's the better man
Right.
and comes back and apologizes.
That's right.
So Mario would go in, try to defeat Donkey Kong.
Yeah, and he loses.
He loses, and then you start hearing like yoga music, and you're like, "Oh, what?" Mario's like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
And then like Luigi like comes in, you
Yeah.
know how he
Whoa,
does all that, and
Yeah, he does the cool flips.
and then he like does the Hadouken towards
But that's not how
Donkey
that works.
Kong.
Well, no, unless he does have the fire.
Exactly.
He ate a fire
He's
plant.
like, and it's Donkey Kong off one of his platforms.
There he goes. And it's the oil.